For a long time, NASCAR has been searching for a way to reconnect with fans the way it once did. Viewership declined, star power faded, and many longtime followers felt like the sport had lost touch with its own identity. But recently, something has shifted. Decisions that once felt out of step with the fan base are being replaced by moves that actually make sense. And the clearest indication that NASCAR is on a different path now is the return of Tony Stewart to competitive racing. Tony Stewart coming back isn't just a headline, it's a statement. Smoke returning to NASCAR says more about the sport's current direction than any press conference or marketing slogan ever could. This isn't simply a veteran driver deciding to run one more race. It represents NASCAR acknowledging past mistakes and actively working to correct them. For the first time in years, it feels like the people making decisions are listening to racing fans rather than catering exclusively to corporate interests. On the track, the results are already creating energy. Ryan Blaney has earned his way into championship contention. Kyle Larson continues to perform at a high level, and Larson's 7th career Truck Series win in his 100th start is another reminder of the depth of talent still in the sport. Moments like these matter because they give fans something real to connect with again. Stewart's decision to run the Truck Series race at Daytona adds another layer of meaning. At first glance, it could be easy to dismiss it as a marketing play, but that ignores who Tony Stewart has always been. He's never been someone who does things for appearances. Throughout his career, Stewart has been known for speaking his mind and following his own passion, regardless of public opinion or financial incentives. When Stewart stepped away from NASCAR to focus on sprint cars and dirt racing, most people believed that chapter of his career was closed for good. He had found fulfillment racing winged sprint cars, a type of competition that truly excites him. Dirt racing became his priority, and NASCAR faded into the background. That's exactly why his return matters so much. It suggests that NASCAR itself has changed enough to draw back someone who never needed to come back. Yes, there is a business side to this return. Ram is involved as a sponsor, and Stewart and his wife will appear in advertising campaigns. That's part of modern motorsports, but money alone doesn't explain this move. Stewart is already financially secure. He owns and operates a major sprint car organization. He has options. His willingness to return signals confidence in the direction NASCAR is taking. Leadership, under Steve O'Donnell, appears to have restored credibility and trust among people who know the sport best. Many fans have described this period as NASCAR finally righting the ship. Stewart's return is just one visible example, but it's far from the only one. One of the most significant changes is the overhaul of the points system. For years, NASCAR's championship format confused even its most dedicated followers. Fans constantly asked how the points worked, and the answers were never simple. Stages, playoff points, bonus points, eliminations, and cutoff lines turned race broadcasts into complicated explanations instead of storytelling. The complexity distracted from the action on track. The new system removes that barrier. After 26 races, the top 16 drivers advance to a 10-race championship battle. That's it. The simplicity is refreshing. New fans can understand it immediately, and longtime fans no longer need charts or calculators. The focus returns to racing rather than arithmetic. The fan response has been overwhelmingly positive. Roughly 80% approval in post-announcement polling is almost unheard of for a major structural change in NASCAR. That level of support shows how eager fans were for a format that felt logical and fair. It also delivers an important side benefit: broadcast. To do again, focus on the drivers. Mark Martin has spoken openly about this, and his perspective carries weight. Under the previous system, race broadcasts often devolved into constant explanations of points, scenarios, and playoff math. Announcers spent more time breaking down cut lines than telling the stories unfolding on the track. That approach made it nearly impossible to build stars. Racing has always been fueled by personalities, rivalries, and emotional investment. When commentary turns into a running math lesson, that connection disappears. As Martin put it so clearly, NASCAR needs to make its drivers famous again. There's a telling example of how much that connection had eroded. A NASCAR content creator once interviewed William Byron after he won the Daytona 500, the sport's biggest race. That interview pulled in around 25,000 views. Later, the same creator interviewed Taylor Cool, a young dirt racer competing in IMCA events, and that video reached 60,000 views. A relatively unknown dirt track driver drew more than double the audience of a Daytona 500 winner. That's not a criticism of either driver. It's evidence of a larger systemic issue. NASCAR had stopped turning its biggest winners into household names. Even the sport's crown jewel victory wasn't enough to cut through the noise for casual fans. With broadcasters now freed from constantly explaining points, there's an opportunity to reverse that trend. Commentary can return to rivalries, on-track drama, and personal stories. That shift alone could help NASCAR rebuild stars who resonate beyond the hardcore fanbase. Off the track, NASCAR's marketing strategy has undergone a noticeable transformation as well. The release of the Hell Yeah commercial marked a return to the sport's unapologetic roots. For years, NASCAR appeared uncomfortable with its own identity, trying to appeal to a vague mainstream audience by smoothing out the rough edges that made it unique. That commercial embraced those ends. Instead, it celebrated NASCAR's Southern heritage, working-class culture, loud engines, and raw energy. It was a clear statement that the sport is done apologizing for what it is. That renewed confidence showed up again, with Miranda Lambert headlining the pre-race show at the Daytona 500. Country music is once again firmly part of NASCAR's image, and the announcement was strategically made during NFL coverage to reach a massive audience. It's another sign that NASCAR understands its fan base and is no longer trying to reinvent itself into something unrecognizable. Ram's return to NASCAR has also had an unexpectedly strong influence. Few anticipated that a truck manufacturer would play such a central role in shaping the sport's future. Ram's partnership with Fox includes a reality-style competition designed to identify the next breakout driver, echoing the format that helped launch Kurt Busch's career years ago. One episode will air live on Fox, while additional episodes will be released on YouTube, blending traditional television with modern digital platforms. This approach creates a real pathway for talented drivers who lack wealth, family ties, or major sponsorships, one of racing's long-standing barriers. A well-executed program like this has the potential to change lives and broaden the talent pool. Taken together, these changes have earned endorsement from voices that truly matter within the sport. Mark Martin supports the direction NASCAR is taking. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has publicly backed it. And Tony Stewart has gone a step further by physically climbing back into a race car. That combination of support, spanning multiple eras of NASCAR history, gives this moment real credibility. For the first time in a